Pain. Sorry, everyone. I hope that you can rejoin. No way. Sorry, Lee. I don't know what happened. Hey, Scott. Here we are again. I'm so sorry. I've missed out on a load of comments that I was hoping to catch up on. I'm so sorry. Agent X-Force, we're back. I had to do the salute because you're an agent. I feel like Agent Lawrenson reporting to Agent X-Force. Juju, hello. Sorry about this, but what can I say? 11 people here. Wow. I think I've lost 10 of you. Sorry about this. Lunit, I don't think we've met before. We back. Yeah, and I am back until I'm looking at my phone. Where's my phone? There it is. I'm taking advantage of the fact that my family are elsewhere. Two of them are at a zoo. Well, they were at a zoo, and one is at Alton Towers, big theme park, although they're probably not there anymore. Let me just check my phone. And no, it's just Green Party. Ugh, politics. Okay. This is one way of catching up. I can't believe you connected us up again. I don't know what I'm doing, as I said, so I just dipped out and started another live stream. How irritating. But I don't think people. Well, actually, some people do go back into live streams or watch the live streams as a recording, and I respect that. That's great. But yeah, I'm just annoyed that now it's a two-parter, and people will be less inclined to. Well, I would think that they'd be less inclined to watch two recordings rather than one, but I might be wrong. They've both got the same thumbnail, and I might start buffering again, and yeah, it might all go to pot like it did last time. And I've lost about 10 people, which is gutting, but what can I do? That wasn't my fault. Technology is beyond my control. Jim Rover, so the Matrix is real. I guess it is. Um, I think my name's usually Sebastian in your comments. This is the beauty, one of the advantages of the internet. You can pick a pseudonym and, just pretend to be someone you're not, which is what we all do to some extent on the internet, is it not? And in real life, masking. One day I'm Lunit and the next minute I'm Sebastian. Talking of Sebastian, my mum wanted to call me Sebastian, but my dad overruled and decided that I should be called Neil after his uncle Neil, who is a Rangers fan. And this pains me as an Aberdeen fan. So not only did I miss out on this really posh name, Sebastian, but I'm named after a Rangers fan. And I'm gutted by that. What you can do, you can't control whether you're autistic or not, and you can't control what you're called. Although you can do a deep bolting and change your name if you want to, but it's never going to be the same, is it? Well, it won't be the same because you've just done a deed poll, so you've literally changed your name. But you know what I mean? People will always associate you with the original name. Um, John, I found the new stream before out a way back. Cool. Hopefully others will rejoin. I probably got irritated and thought, what is this guy doing? But honestly, I didn't touch anything. I didn't move. It just started buffering. This is like number 10, 11 live stream for me, and I've never seen that before. So sorry, everyone, but I didn't. Maybe is it demand? Is it internet demand? It's like almost 20. It would have been 7:15 of a Tuesday evening in the UK. Lots of people online at that point. I have no idea. Football on? Don't think so. Don't know. So sorry about that, but beyond my control. Agent X was I might walk 3 dogs in the woods. I got to hear a bit of nature during your break. So that makes me feel quite a bit better about the whole buffering thing. So thank you, Agent X Force. Um, I'm impressed that you're walking the dogs and listening to me rattle on at the same time. Lee, I'll watch back if I have to go off. My car needs refueling, ready for work tomorrow. Yeah, I mean, I'm all for it. I just, of course, watch my live streams. Watch everything I've ever made. Please, it makes me feel wanted. Um, yeah, just for me, the live streams are, dare I say, a little bit throwaway because just in the moment. But I'm not against people watching these things after the event. It's just, I admire people for doing it because my live streams are really long usually, unless I start buffering. Um, Listening to nature is infinitely more valuable than listening to me. So I'm quite glad for the buffering. Um, Next is below average computer. Uh, yeah, I mean, I could start getting sweary. Well, and if I start buffering again, if I resume this live stream, chapter 3, I dread to think what I'll call it. I'd be like, there'll be swear words involved or asterisks. Oh, that'll be the thumbnail, just that, and then no one will want to dip in, will they? Because they'll be like, what? Ugh. Um, Luna, I still like your name. What my name? Autistic, not alien. I prefer Sebastian. Sebastian, not alien. Good name. Um, Sure tell me your name after Neil Peart. I'm ashamed to say that I'm not familiar. John, educate me. Who is Neil Peart? I made a lot of well, I made as much as I could out of the fact that I'm called Neil. The same as Neil Armstrong when I was on holiday a few years ago, and I was trying to be friendly with the French tourists, mainly so I could practice my bad French because I like to show off my language skills. I said, je suis, I said, I can't speak French now, having said that I was going to show off. Je suis Neil. But I got the verbs right. I can't remember. That was that long ago. So I'm messing this up. Anyway, and I was going on about, je suis fort. I'm strong. Neil Armstrong. Yeah. Ce n'était pas marrant. It was not funny. They just sort of smiled like, yeah, crazy Englishman. Why am I telling you this? Um, so yeah, Neil Armstrong I know, Neil Peart I don't. Hmm, no, you're not Armstrong. Lizzie's here. Hello, Lizzy. Um, Lizzy, I've had to resurrect the live stream because I was buffering 10 minutes ago. So sorry to everyone who, well, if they left and got fed up with me and the buffering, and if they're not here, they won't know how apologetic I am. But I am truly apologetic. But I had nothing to do with it because I'm definitely plugged in. I'm definitely plugged in. I didn't trip over a wire. You would have seen me trip over a wire. I didn't do it. It wasn't me. It was internet demand or electricity flux. Flux is a word that I don't think is used enough. Sorry, I'm just sharing that with you. Lizzie's here. Go and see Lizzie's wonderful videos. I know I always say that about fellow YouTube autism content creators, but I am quite frankly jealous of people's um, their 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 subjects, the you know how they deliver it, the visuals, the just I'm just jealous. I'm like, oh, I wish I could do it as well as that. But it's a collective effort. Someone said to me in response to my autistic pride video that I was earnest, and confession, I was a little bit bamboozled slash mortified by this observation. Thought, Ernest. First of all, I had to just quick Google check because I'm autistic. I like accuracy, knowing where I stand. I thought, Ernest, can I just remind myself what that means? And yeah, I am Ernest. And I think that's a big reason why I'm not very popular in the real world. And that's not to garner sympathy in the chat. If you want to give me sympathy, carry on. I'll take it and hold on to it and cry myself to sleep. Um, but that's not why I said it just now. Um, I am very earnest. Yeah, I get that. It's not it's not especially attractive quality because earnest can be uh, confused with being pompous and arrogant, and that's not my intention at all. I just, if I believe in something, I want to communicate that belief. So I think that's my understanding of being earnest. And so yeah, why am I saying this? So yeah, anyway, someone commented on my previous YouTube video that I was earnest, and there was a reason why I felt the need to share that just now, and I've forgotten it because you know there's no one here to interrupt me other than you guys, and you can't reach out through the screen and yank me by the neck and say, "What are you chatting about? What are you doing?" And you wouldn't do that anyway because you're not aggressive. 'Cause you're just nice, placid, ordered conversation, structured, logical. You don't want to cause any fuss. I hope. You're part of Rush. Um, I am ashamed again that I did not know that. I'm not a huge 70s prog rock, Canadian rock legend fan. Um, what's the name of the lead singer? Begins with G. Bass player, lead singer of Rush. Still going strong. Neil Peart after, yeah, shameful. Russell's here. Russell, hello. Russell Cannon, tech wizard. Another tech wizard, because we had a tech wizard in the previous live stream. It's 23 people here. I hope it's the 23 people that were in the preview, the first chapter of this. But if not, no problem. You're all welcome. I'm just annoyed that you would have got bored of waiting for me to stop buffering. I'm going to get over that, and Russell will know how hung up I get on tech difficulties. Russ, if you were not here in the first chapter of this live stream, well, to give you a bit of context, the previous one was abandoned because there was a internet stoppage beyond my control. So anyway, we proceed. Je mange le crayon. Why? You're eating a crayon. Pourquoi? Je pense que c'est stupide. Ce n'est pas la vérité. Ou c'est vrai. So I'm just chatting rubbish now. J'ai parlé beaucoup de merde. Arrête. C'est la fini. Apologies if you're from France or I was going to say Canada, or any other country that has a large French-speaking population. But I do like practicing the languages badly, and now that I know I'm autistic, I'm convinced that's linked to echolalia. I just like swilling the words around my mouth and then trying them out. And if I get them wrong, it's kind of beside the point because I just like the feeling of foreign languages. Just like it. Yeah. As an uninvestigated echolalia. If I had the time and inclination, I'd look into it more. There's a scoop for you. Maybe it's a future YouTube video. I don't know, because there are so many autism-related themes, which is a good problem to have because there's so many videos that I want to do. But yeah, just finding the time, energy, and inspiration to make them coherent and relatable. It's just easier to do a live stream, just switch on a laptop, chat nonsense, get out. It's like, no worries. Whereas with the videos, the scripted videos, and even the semi-scripted videos, where I just do a monologue and hope for the best, I do sort of agonize about those ones, like, did I say the right thing? Whereas with these live streams, I'm just like, it's going down the pub. It's like I said in my last live stream, not the last live stream, because that was the one just before this one. The one before that one, um, someone was going to give me feedback, and I spent about 45 minutes bracing myself for the feedback because I was so far behind on the chat. I was like, what are they going to say? And then I was thinking, well, this is my equivalent of being in the pub. So when I'm going down the pub or, just with friends, cafe, wherever, I don't ask my friends at the end of that conversation, would you mind filling in a survey and let me know how I did in that conversation? Be freaked out. You'd be like, survey? We're just hanging out. I don't need feedback on how well I did. So I was like, this live stream for me, you can, by all means, tell me about the lighting, the sound, the buffering, the kefir. Although say nice things about the kefir. Be careful. The books, the guitar, the wine stain at the corner of my mouth, wine stains, my general appearance and incoherence. You can, by all means, but just bear in mind that when you're in a pub or in any other environment, socializing, being with friends, as I am now, usually you wouldn't say, I'm going to give you a survey. Oh, I'm going to give you feedback on how well you did. But, but I'm just chilling out. This is my hangout. Um, so yeah, just putting that heavy caveat in there. If you want to give me any feedback, bear in mind that this is just us hanging out. Yeah, just dropping that one in there. So yeah, leave your feedback. I won't be sensitive about it. Uh, Flux capacitor. That's why I want to say the word flux more often. You've nailed it, Dieselot. Dies a lot. Dies a lot. Morbid name. Yeah, flux capacitor, that's it. Because I'm obsessed with Back to the Future. So yeah, thank you. Lizzy, people should be staying and watching your great videos. Thank you, Lizzy. That was £50 well spent. Did you get the bank transfer? Thank you for saying that. Um, yeah. Oh wow. You know, the videos. I'm just like, um, occasionally, sort of accidentally, it genuinely, I've like, clicked on a couple of old ones, and I'm like, crikey, those are bad. But mainly it's superficial things like lighting or non-existent lighting or greasy hair or that sort of thing. Um, but people generally, I tell myself to make myself sleep better at night. I don't think people are that bothered about greasy hair or lighting as long as they can hear you and what you're saying is heartfelt and semi-structured. So I just leave the old videos there. And also, um, as inspiration for people who are thinking about setting up a YouTube channel, particularly an autism YouTube channel, and they might look at my really old videos and go, well, if that guy's making videos of that standard, then I can do better than that. I'm going to start my own YouTube channel. So I'll just leave them there, yeah, for those reasons. But yeah, thank you, Lizzy. If you want to go and watch my archive of my body of work, then sorry you had to see that face, by the way. That sucking lemon, middle class, contemptuous face. If you want more of that, I can do more of that, but I don't think you want to see that. But yeah, go and look at the archive. Um, internet contention, latency, other buzzwords. I'm all here for the lingo, by the way. Foreign words, English words, alien words. Hence the chat. You're in command. You are in control. You're the lexicon. Lexicon. That's a pretentious word, isn't it? ABC. Lizzy will get this one. Or if you're in your 50s, you might remember that album I've just put in the chat. Bit early days for me, in my 40s. Arithmetic, very important, yes. I've lost the context because I've wittered on. Luna, I wish everyone was earnest, honestly. Yeah, well, I don't know if you're making a deliberate link. Well, that is being earnest, isn't it? It's being honest. Like, strong, strong convictions, honestly delivered. We all know where we stand. Autistic knowledge, comfort, peace, consistency, transparency. We all know where we are. Let's carry on peacefully. Yeah, that's being earnest, isn't it? Not like saying something and then meaning another thing. That's the opposite. And I cannot be doing with that. I've had 43 years of that. I can't be doing with it. And yeah, I can't pick up on the unwritten, sort of coded signals to this day. I just don't understand. I do sometimes, but not all the time. Some people are pulling my leg. So we do understand idioms, and I said that in chapter 1. And why should I have to spend that energy trying to interpret signals when we have this really convenient means of communication, and it's called, let me think of it, language. That's it. Just use the words, man, like you are. It's why I'm in my comfort zone. This is my pub, I can see the language, assume that you're not pulling my leg, just being honest, being earnest, and away we go. We're having a good time, aren't we? Aren't we? Oh, I've lost 3 people in the last 2 minutes. No, never chase the numbers. Oren's here. Hello, Oren. I think, Oren, you were in chapter 1 and then I booted everyone out. You're back. Work meetings are over, so I can put on headphones and listen while I document. Cool. Well, hopefully I'm not putting you off very important work. Yeah, I'll just chat my nonsense. Jetty Lee's the one. Good to see you, Oren, boy. Sorry. Keep sharing music recommendations with me. Talking music recommendations, Jetty Lee. Thank you, Jim Rover. JD Lee's still going strong, I believe. Good. Agent X Force. I thought being earnest was when you don't like people called Ernie. Yeah, indeed. I went to school with a guy called Ernest, and he was quite earnest, to be fair. And he was all right, but yeah, it was quite, dare I say, an old-fashioned name even in the 90s. So and he didn't like being called Ernie. So yeah, other people's prejudice. I thought he was all right. Heather's back. Authentically me, ADHD. I got booted but came back. Yeah, I booted everyone out because I just thought, I'm done with this. Got to restart, and here we are. Russell, it seemed to randomly get or not get notifications about live stream starting, so often miss them. I got the notice for the second one, but not the first. Oh, Russell, I cannot get my head around YouTube. So yeah, scheduling works for some people. Some people don't get the notifications, and it just justifies the spontaneous decisions I make to just do a live stream. I thought I'd try to be organized, semi-organized today by giving 3 hours notice. Some people don't get their notifications, and then I got buffered, and I've ended up starting a spontaneous live stream anyway, so I can't get my head around it. Um, and yeah, I don't think you guys really care. I'll just witter my nonsense, and if you're here, great, and if you're not, then catch me another time. So let's talk about something more interesting than the mechanics of YouTube. Lizzy saying hi to Heather at Authentically Me Audio HD. Go and see both channels there. I mean it. Laura Havoc, Russell, Canon, YT, and Twitch are awful at stream notifications. Good to know. I've never tried with Twitch. Oren, once had someone describe the French language as speaking in cursive. Um, in cursive? What? I'm struggling with the English language there. Cursive. Um, God, I did an English degree. Written with the characters joined. Um, yeah, I get you, right, yeah. Spontaneous, continuous. Yeah, I can't. Well, I'm not a native French speaker, so I need to have the subtitles on. But obviously, in real life, you can't just magic um, subtitles when people are talking. But yes, it's just a flow, isn't it? All the words join into each other. I'm like, whoa, whoa, whoa. But maybe that's the way people listen to me, like Witter on like this live stream. They go, God, that's a bit cursive, isn't it? Well, all the words are just in they just become one word. I like to think that there are gaps between each word because I'm so well spoken and I speak the Queen's English because I'm so intent on every single word being crystal clear because I'm autistic and I value clarity. Do you get all that? Or did you just see it as one continuous word splurge? Let me know in the chat. But make sure there are gaps between your words, otherwise I won't be able to understand. Lee's got to bail. He's going to watch back later. Good luck. There'll be 19 chapters of this live stream by the end of this. And if you can get through every single one, I salute you. Agent Next one. My first stream was my prequel. This is why I love you people, because you make my mishaps a lot better than they would otherwise be. Yes, it wasn't a first chapter, it was a prequel. This is the power of language, reframing, perception. Yeah. 3 years ago, I wanted to do myself in, and now I'm doing this, having fun with you guys. Perception, groupthink, nice, like it, Agent X Force. Right. Guys, like warming, like to bring out my Neil Patrick Harris. A series of unfortunate events. Is that correct, Neil Patrick Harris? It's got to be. Yeah, my kids were well into that series of unfortunate events. I was very skeptical, but I really enjoyed it. Great program. See, do watch TV now and again. If it's a series, I watched Adolescence. You'll watch Adolescence? No. Again, I like to be dragged to the television. Television. Can't spell. Adolescence. I think I spelled that correctly. And I was like, oh, I don't watch TV, and I don't want to watch it if it's popular because I'm autistic. I'm a bit snooty about popular things. Like if everyone else likes it, then it's not for me. Tell me if I'm being snooty. I know I'm being snooty. Um, I was like, oh, adolescence. Do I really want to watch that? I'd rather be writing a YouTube video or writing a music review or watching football highlights. Generally, what I do. Um, and I'm glad I watched Adolescence. It was good. Really, I'm glad. Episode 3. I think everyone is pretty unanimous. That's the best one. All done in one take, 50 minutes. Um, just out of this world. So yeah, all the hype is true, in my view. Go and watch. Um, again, can't quite remember why I was talking about Adolescence, the TV program. Oh yeah, Neil Patrick Harris, series of unfortunate events, watching television. Um, that's funny. I thought handing out a question after you've been down the pub is something like, "How's my driving on the back?" Yeah, How was my driving? Like, if you wanna destroy a marriage, just give your partner, or maybe you're not in the marriage, maybe you're just, in the car with a married couple and say, "I just wanna give you, some feedback on your driving," then you're gonna cause a scene. You're gonna cause a scene. It's not gonna be a good one. So, yeah, feedback is welcome on the live stream and the YouTube videos. Um, I've been doing the YouTube for a year and a half, and I think it's more a reflection of how tiny my YouTube channel is. And that's not to gain sympathy, it just is. I'm just being factual with you. You don't need me to tell you the facts. You know, this is a tiny YouTube channel. One reason why you love it so much, I'm sure. Anyway, I've had like a handful of really horrible comments, and yeah, I feel really lucky. But I don't mind negative comments if there's like feedback, like something I can respond to, like your lighting's fading because it's getting dark. I know I might need to go fetch another light. If you're still willing to stick around. Um, yeah, or the sound's bad, or the dad jokes are too much. They're just too funny. My rib cage can't take it. Okay, I'll be less funny. Okay. Um, if it's constructive feedback, then that's fine. But just saying, "Oh, that was boring," or "That was rubbish," that's not helpful. That's just mean. So yeah, don't do that. Well, you don't need that instruction from me because you're nice people. But there are plenty of unpleasant people who don't have the creativity or the commitment or the intelligence to be like us, to engage in this wonderful autism YouTube community. They just want to hate, and that's not good. Um, no feedback. I'm enjoying company. Thank you, Heather. Likewise, I do watch your channel. I do not comment enough on other people's videos, and this is what me being a hypocrite. Although I don't insist that you all comment on my videos. It's lovely getting comments. Do not get me wrong, but something that I should do more in response to other people's videos. Show my appreciation. Um, Luna, I'm going to start making videos soon. Yeah, do it. I will say this at any opportunity. If you're autistic and you're thinking about setting up a YouTube channel, do it. Do it on your terms. Um, don't try and copy anyone else. As long as you've got the basic technology, phone, camera, and sound. Obviously, I say obviously, people do. I forgot it. I was making videos, first making videos. I was like, it's all about the visuals and making it look pretty and whizzy and lots of editing. No, it's not. It's about people being able to hear what you're saying. And this is why I'm amazed by this setup, because I have no posh microphone for this. And yet, I believe, because you're still here, you can hear me. Um, yeah, and I really want a decent microphone. And there's something to go on my wish list that Paul Adult with Autism says that I should do. Um, and I think I will do when I can find the energy to do it. But yeah, if sound is the main thing, and authenticity, then sound. There we are. There's me preaching about setting up a YouTube autism channel. So do it, do it. Don't never chase the numbers, um, because I'm doing this. There's 19 people here, and I'd be doing this if there was one person here. Yeah, I wouldn't be doing it if there was zero. I'm not that worthy. I wouldn't just be talking into the void, because that would be me just talking into a mirror, and I don't want to do that. But if there's one person in these live streams, one person watching a YouTube channel, you're doing something right. I shall get off my soapbox now. Um, Agent X-Force says, "I think you need to set up an Autistic Not Alien Discord group." It's very interesting you say that, Agent X-Force, because I have been thinking about doing that. Again, Paul at Adult with Autism has suggested I set up a Patreon, and I have no idea how to do that. And I have no idea how to set up a Discord. Um, these are things I'm thinking about because I want to do more of this type of thing, but also I have to try and maintain two jobs and be a good husband and a dad. And um, yeah, sacrifices. I'm not willing to sacrifice the important things. Um, so yeah, it's something I'm thinking about Discord. I wonder whether I can squeeze it into my day. So yeah, thank you, because it's good to for me to read that, because it's like an extra push to finally get on with it. Yeah, thank you. ABC Creative Autistic Lizzy. I know the band, but not one of my favourites. Together in Electric Dreams is possibly one of my top mainstream 80s track. Yeah, Human League. Yeah, I'm not a big ABC fan, but Human League still going strong. My favourite Human League song is the one I'm going to type into the chat. And I'm going to tell you a funny story about Human League. It relates to red wine. Um, so in 2006, my wife and I went to a wedding, and I was the best man. And that's not the funny bit. Well, I suppose it's funny that I was selected to give a speech, given how royally I messed up my own speech 2 years later. But that's another story. That's on my first YouTube video. Go go and watch it. Wedding Nightmare. But 2 years before my wedding nightmare, I was best man at my best mate's wedding, and the speech was okay. And that's not the story. The story is that well, both my wife and I and other people got steadily more and more tipsy, and my wife danced to every single song that the DJ played. But even when she was in the depths of drunkenness, she refused to dance to um, Don't You Want Me Baby by Human League. And I said to her the next day, and for the next 18 years, why didn't you dance to that song? And she said, I hate it that much that even after 2.5 bottles of red wine, I will not dance to that song. I thought, that is consistency, that is integrity, and that is why I'm with you, Rachel, because your steadfast refusal to dance to a song that you hate, even when you're way too under the influence. So I hope you enjoyed that story. And she's not here to frown at me for sharing that story. But maybe I can WhatsApp her the link to this live stream. And then after the link, I can send her the YouTube link to the Human League song, Don't You Want Me Baby? To which she'll be saying, not anymore, because you've just shared me that song. Huh. Breather. The audio, oh wow, thank you, Lizzie. The audio on my laptop is great. I don't get it. But I think I will, as I become more professional at doing this, in 5, 10 years, when the world is a desert, I'll invest in a microphone when there's no audience there. I'll just be talking about 80s pop songs to a herd of camels. That's fine, as long as they're willing to listen. No offense, everyone. I do hope you're still around then. Um, oh, hang on. Join at writing. Arlene's here again. I hope you're still here. I keep recommending your channel, Arlene. I do. Because it's got the ABC album. Nice. Yeah, I say I'm not much of a fan. I just didn't like, Poison Arrow. I didn't think that was a very good song, but maybe the album itself is great. I don't know. Does like maybe it's competition with another YouTuber. I'm not quite sure what is competition. Sorry, I'm way behind in the chat. Um, Dice Light, I think so too. Yeah, I'm not so sure about that. Remember a guy named Ernest who said Christmas back in the 90s? Oren, you're gonna have to educate me there. Of course, get dark. Get another light. It is a lovely bunch here. It is indeed. Um, I didn't realise cursive was an American thing. Yeah, nor did I until tonight. Oh, Arlene's gone. Oh God. Jim Rover 4-part trilogies are the best. 4-part trilogy? Isn't that 4-part quadrologies? I don't know. Russell, only found out recently that cursive writing is what Americans call what we used to call joined up writing. Well, indeed. I say indeed. I only realised that 20 minutes ago when I did a Google search. Um, John, so obscure music related to Lemony Snicket, the writer of a series of unfortunate events, said the pen name of Daniel Handler is also a member of the band The Magnetic Field. I did not know that, and this is the content that I am here for. Thank you, John. Gold star. Nice. And I'm not going to pretend to be a huge fan of the magnetic fields, but I have heard of them, and now I'm going to spend more time being interested in them. Nice work. You see why I don't go out to pubs and clubs and weddings, and if I can avoid it, because I just deep dive into that sort of information, and people are like, I don't care what connection Lemony Snicket has with the magnetic fields. I'm like, yeah, but I care, and I want you to care. Yeah, but I don't care. Yeah, but I don't care what you had for dinner yesterday. Okay, well, that makes two people who don't care. Okay, well, you go and talk to your friends, and I will go and talk to my friends on YouTube. Okay, both of those things are okay. Good. We agree to disagree and harbour ill feeling towards each other for decades afterwards. Sounds like a plan. Mark, hello, good morning. Russell, follow this link to rate my comments on TripAdvisor. Yeah, indeed. I mean, I'm not going to denigrate the internet. I am on the internet when it's not buffering. I've met my people through the internet. I found out that I'm autistic through the internet. I am hugely grateful to the internet. Tim Berners-Lee, I salute you. The internet is also I'm going to use a Stuart Lee gag. If you know Stuart Lee, then you'll know perhaps the one I'm about to share. Um, and if you don't know Stuart Lee, then I'd advise you to go and check him out on the YouTube. He's a British autistic, late diagnosed autistic comedian. Said the internet is like Top of the Pops, and I've forgotten the joke. It's like Top of the Pops because it's full of music and sexual predators. Yeah. The internet has clearly got many downsides, dark sides to it, but I am massively grateful. But it has uh, brought this culture into being of constant feedback, like that TripAdvisor mentality. Like, oh, I don't like something, so I've got to comment. And I am guilty of this. But there was a time in the world when if we didn't like things, or if we did like things, we didn't immediately see the need to share those thoughts with the world. Or maybe we did always do that as a species. Maybe people did that in the 19th century when they were riding their penny farthings. You know, those big bicycles with the massive wheels. Maybe they went 5 miles per hour down the streets going, yeah, and you know what? I think about Queen Victoria, and they used to hurl their homemade newspapers at people because they were that fixated on people being aware of what they thought about Queen Victoria or what they thought about trees or, I don't know, penny farthings. Or maybe they just kept their thoughts to themselves because they didn't have the means to instantly communicate what they were thinking. So yeah, internet, TripAdvisor mentality. I am, I confess I'm guilty. Um, Jennifer Green, hello. I seem to learn so much from you. Last week I learned what a digestive is, and Mike's Autistic AF channel, and today I've learned the word cursive. It's not. This is, you know, this is one of the fantastic things of live streams. We're all learning, and you're going to learn 100 times more with Mike Autistic AF because he's a proper intellectual. Like I said a couple of live streams ago, he's the highbrow and I'm the lowbrow. Um, he's taken on. He's like taking on the Trump administration. I'm just talking about penny farthings and TripAdvisor. As I said, if that's the content that you want, you're in the right place. If you want takedowns of a fascist administration, take yourself off to Mike at Autistic AF. And you'll also learn a lot about autism, even though you're already autistic. Mike is a whiz, and I am massively jealous. And any day now, he's going to ask me to do an interview. Any day now. Any day now, Mike. Mike, you here? No, you're not, because you're scripting a takedown of Donald Trump. But I salute you for that. But when you're not doing that, invite me to do an interview. So I can boost my numbers up, even though it's not about the numbers, not about chasing the numbers, Mike. It is, isn't it, Mike? Yeah. All right. Yeah. Love learning little tidbits about random stuff. That's how my brain is, just random tidbits connected together. That's my autistic brain. I don't know about you guys. Yeah, I just love it. It's like going to a national. If you're not in the UK, and you're not aware, National Trust is like an organisation that looks after very old buildings in the UK, like castles, manor houses, um, just beautiful buildings that otherwise would sort of collapse in on themselves and not be visited at all because they'd be a heap of rubble on the floor. And a couple of days ago, um, went to two National Trust houses, castles. One of them was a castle, and I was fascinated by this little exhibition in the corner of the massive dining room, and it had like these tickets, like ocean liner boat tickets for, that belonged to a married couple, who were the husband was the son of the person who owned this massive castle. In 1928 to 1930, they travelled the world um, by boat on their honeymoon, and I was just fascinated and massively jealous of this fact that they went all the way around the world, and Dad paid for it. And yeah, 1928, late 1928 to early 1930. And I'm sharing this with you now, and without fear that you're going to leave the room because you're not literally in the same room. But if I was to share this in a real life conversation, um, I'd be paranoid that you'd just walk out or just, you know, make your polite excuses and move on. Or I wouldn't share it at all, and that's the criminal thing. I just retain all this fascinating information, and and people are spared the beauty of my mind, but you're not. I just splash it out, and hopefully you'll latch on to at least some of what I'm saying. Good luck with that. But, you switched on the laptop, you logged on, and here I am providing the meandering content. But if you want me to do more Trump takedowns, then, like Mike does so well, then I will try to mimic Mike at Autistic AF. But I don't think you want that. I think Mike's pretty good at being Mike, you know? You do you. Yeah. Um, which is a massive autistic pride thing to say, isn't it? You do you, me be me, you do you. I'm sounding like Yoda now, like a bit part Star Wars character. But then I suppose that is like an autistic mindset, isn't it? Feel like a bit part Star Wars character. Or maybe that's just me with my small stature and dysfunctional sentence structure, hoping to make sense in a world not designed for me. I was waiting for an emoji then, like a hug emoji or even a smile. But you do you. You be the cold, indifferent person that you might be. I'll just wait for the emojis to occur. Thank you. Better late than never. I know there's a time delay, but come on, guys, come on. That's it. Good, good. Give me that love. I need it. 100%. Thank you. Um, right. Let's press on, shall we? There's 21 people. We're in the 20s now. Let's step up. Um, right. Authenticity and sound. God, I am behind. TripAdvisor. Lizzy, I'm planning to set up a Patreon later this year, but I want to make sure I feel 100% ready before I hit go. Um, sorry, Lizzy, I'm sure you said that about 10 minutes ago. I, you know, I, Lizzy, you're acing it. I mean, you've got it all set up, haven't you? You got yeah. You don't need me to tell you what to do. You're acing it. Paul, adult with autism, said set up Patreon, but make sure it's all set up before you tell people that it's there. Which makes a lot of sense, really, doesn't it? I mean, suppose that's what if you're setting up a YouTube channel, that's what you would do. You would, well, at the very least, make your first video, and then you tell everyone that you'd made your first video. So that's yeah. Anyway, I'm sure you'd be absolutely fine, Patreon. I'm just hopeless with you know just anything remotely technical like this. Um, it's not so much I'm bothered about whether people will be interested in Patreon. It's just if I'm going to do it, I just want to make sure that it's usable and that when people land on the Patreon, they go, "Oh, there's something here for me." I don't just want to set it up and hope for the best. Anyway, move on. Ricky, keep feeling fascination. Good life advice. Actually, go in the t-shirt. Oh, I forgot what's the t-shirt. Someone said, "Oh, I'm a dad and I like puns. That's how I roll." Was that you, Ricky? It might have been someone else. Anyway, regardless of who the author was, great advice. Great t-shirt. Um, oh, and that's a pretty bad song. I think that's a Human League reference. I don't like it at all. My wife is spot on. We were meant to be together through our shared hatred of that Human League song. It's quite ironic, really, given it's called "Don't You Want Me, Baby." I was like, I do want to be with you, Rachel, because you hate that song as much as I do. I don't think Phil Oakey intended that to be the message, but that's what's happened. The only song I dance to is Nightboat to Cairo by Madness. Yeah, cool. I'm not shamefully I'm ignorant of that song. Madness, early 80s English ska band. Yeah, never got on with that genre, but or the band, but fair play. Guys like 16K camera, cool. Tech advice either tonight in the live stream or this morning, this afternoon, wherever you are, or email me, autistic not alien. I'm going to put it in the chat while it's on my mind. Um, People do email me now and again, which is lovely. Not that it's an obligation, but it's always nice to hear from people. Yeah, if you've got any tech advice, then yeah, let me know. Or pop recommendations, music recommendations. You know where I am. This is what keeps me going, and this. Comedian named Jim Varney played an ongoing character named Ernest. One movie was Ernest Saves. Oh, I've heard of that. Ernest. Thank you, Oren. Yeah, I've heard of that one. So yeah, while we're on topic of 80s pop music, Oingo Boingo is a great band originally called Mystic Knights. Cool. I've just been informed of a band called Henge, who played where I am a couple of nights ago, and they played at Glastonbury last year. Space rock, like a rave Hawkwind. Yeah, check them out. I'm gutted that I wasn't there. They apparently the whole of my city was there, and I was like, well, I wasn't there. I was thinking about YouTube videos. Um, Oren, you were wrong about it being in the 90s, 1980. Oren, you let your standards slip there. Come on now, get back on it. That's all right. I'll forgive you. Pubs are noisy and unpredictable. I prefer coffee or tea and spending time in online chats. Yeah. Well, I've already said it. I'm going to top up my wine now. Apologies. Um, yeah, I love doing the live streams. That's a big glass of wine. Um, but yeah, I like I do like being part of a group. I am being part of a group now. Um, anyway, I've said all that. I think being outside of home is, by definition, being beyond the front door is being out of control, is it not? And as I'm autistic, I don't like that. I'll give you a ridiculously minute, petty example. Um, I went downstairs earlier this morning, and that's what human beings call earlier in the day, this morning. And I am human, so I'm going to call it that, earlier this morning. And I went down there because I'm autistic, logic, project, mission, do the thing. And the thing was to do the dishes. This is not a very interesting story, spoiler alert. And yeah, I went downstairs to do the dishes. And then the audacity, my wife came down into the kitchen as well. I was like, so what? This is an unannounced intrusion. Yes, we live in the same house, but I have come down with the express purpose of doing the dishes in peace and quiet. And yet you have come down and you might require a conversation while I'm doing the thing that I intended to do. You see what I mean? When I say it out loud, it seems ever so unreasonable, although maybe not to a predominantly autistic audience, like I'm assuming this one is. So, yeah, being in control. And that has a bad reputation, being in control, because people think being in control, aggression, or domination. No, I don't. I'm autistic. I don't wanna dominate anyone. I feel like I'm dominating your time, but I immediately tell myself that I'm not forcing you to be here. So it's cool. You stick around, you stick around. But I wouldn't dream of dominating anyone. I don't want that at all. I don't believe in I do hierarchies. Yeah. Okay. A school, it's a hierarchy. You need the children to be guided, I get that there are necessary hierarchies, but in my view, there are lots of unnecessary, artificial, self-serving hierarchies that I don't understand. So the idea of domination is not one that I like. And I say this as a parent, but I don't dominate them. I'm probably too far the other way. Probably like, yeah, do whatever. Well, you want to smoke weed? Yeah. What? Sorry, what? Sorry, I, I misheard. You want to go to Alton Towers? Sorry, I misheard. Sorry. Yeah, I'm probably maybe my kids are like, shouldn't you have told me off just then? I'm like, no, no, live and let live. Crikey, there's enough pain in the world without me yelling at people. See how worthy, like how earnest. Um, right, catch up. Thor the dog's here. Hello. I came right after the end of the story. For the dog. Sorry, you're gonna have to remind me of the story because I'm at liberty to share lots of stories because it's a live stream, and the onus is on me to be thoroughly entertaining, constantly entertaining, with no gaps in what I'm saying. It's all got to be cursive, stream of consciousness, yet giving there was a gap there, giving the impression that it's semi-scripted and professional. And the light in this room makes me look like some sort of fortune teller at a very low key fun fair, which is not a bad vibe, actually, is it really? Low key fun fair vibe. Album title, if you want it, everyone, or not, because when um when I'm at work with the ADHD, I need to write everything down, so I have a paper diary. So I've got YouTube video, feeling younger, song, um, the tower slash kings of the castle, poem, what is work, another poem, the sky is blue during a clear day, the boogeyman says. You know, I'm irritated by by my own head, but if I don't write these things down, I'll be more irritated. So yeah, uh, comedian. Oh, we've seen that. Ernest. Sorry, yeah, Stuart Lee, Stuart Lee, Stuart Lee. Oh, Lizzie's gone. Darn it. Sorry, Lizzy. No, you've already gone. Um, Coffee is a superfood, whereas pubs and booze is best kept a rare ritual in my 50s. Yeah, I like that. Rare ritual. I like the alliteration. Rare ritual. Um, thank you, Heather. Mike is great, but you're great too. Mike is super. Um, he is certainly more organized and prolific, and I want to know his secrets. So if you find out his secrets, let me know, and then they won't be secrets anymore. I think gossiping in the marketplace is a comment that I was halfway through. Always existed. Sorry for my spelling in Dutch. Don't say sorry, Jude. I can't believe you're speaking in a second language, which you have been doing for months through YouTube with me anyway. Um, yeah, gossiping in the marketplace. I think that was related to my silly penny farthing imagination. Imagination. Anyway, yeah, of course. It's an interesting point about gossiping though, because I remember vividly about 20 years ago, um, or 18 years ago, sorry, be autistic, be accurate, making a big point that I'm not interested in gossip in the workplace. And I was very yeah, I'm just not interested in gossip. And I had no idea then that I'm autistic. And and it makes a lot of sense to me now because gossip is By definition, it's full of inaccuracies, and guesswork and impressions and uncertainty, and I don't I don't like uncertainty. I'm autistic. I want facts and safety. So gossip is like designed to put me on edge. So not for me, thank you. If you want a conversation with me, it must be fact-based or designed to propel the human race forwards in the name of progress. I don't just want to talk about Dave or Sarah or whatever anyone else did or might have done, um, at some indeterminate point in history. I want to talk about factual, progressive things, which makes me sound like a tosser, and maybe I am, but I'm more at peace with that now that I know I'm autistic. So, Mike has probably sent up his own live stream that was supposed to start half an hour ago. Um, yeah, maybe he is. He's great, Mike. So Mike AF, Autistic AF Appreciation Society. Oh, Mel, I love your last video. It makes a lot. Oh, thank you so much. Yeah, that I still am in two minds about the confessional videos, but I'll be honest, because I'm autistic and I like to be honest. I do occasionally watch these videos, partly because the algorithms suggest that I watch these videos. And the algorithms would only suggest that I watch these videos if I had shown an initial interest in these videos. Anyway, um, 2 or 3 days ago, I watched a video about how to boost your small YouTube channel. And the one I watched was quite an eye-opener because it basically said that you don't need to do all the silly edits to keep people's attention. It said avoid um, retention edits. And that's exactly what I had been doing when I started my first 40 odd videos. I was so determined to keep people's attention that I would do all these quick, silly edits. Um, and they were quite short videos, but deliberately so, because I wanted people to watch the whole video. Um, and the I don't look at the analytics very often. And the main reason for that is because they're really depressing. Because I found out that, uh, and I'm not having a go at anyone. I'm sure you watch every single millisecond of my videos, present company accepted. A star for everyone in this room now. But the analytics on my YouTube channel said that people only watch about 50% of my videos. I'm like, bang on, they're only about 5 minutes long. I've deliberately put in loads of snippy edits in there and bad jokes to keep people's attention. And apparently that's not the way to keep people's attention. People would rather watch a 10 or 15, 20-minute video, um, by and just making sure that your verbal delivery is sufficiently interesting, unlike this live stream. And they don't necessarily want all the whizzy tricks that go with YouTube videos or can go with YouTube videos. And one thing I learned way too late is that jingles are not the done thing. So my silly, you know, um, Stetson, I can't remember the name of it, 1950s cartoons, Stetsons. I can't remember now. No, it's not Stetsons. Oh, I can't remember. I ripped off a 1950s, 1960s cartoon. Burp, 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 burp. and, yeah, and my silly face whirling around. No, no need for that. It's like that took me ages to make that, and no, that's not the done thing these days. So if you're thinking of starting a YouTube channel, then I hope you're writing notes because I'm just passing on what some guy with a very popular YouTube channel has told me, and yeah, authenticity all the way, and semi-decent lighting. God, it's getting dark. Um, 16 people here. I'll keep an eye on the numbers, and if the numbers are dwindling, then I might very shortly leave you in peace. And if they're not, no pressure, everyone. I will go and fetch another lamplight. So yeah, Mel, thank you. I'm glad the last video made sense. I was very doubtful about that video, but thank you. Heather showering me with hearts. I'll take the hearts. Thank you so much. Seriously, forgot about the emoji. God, I'm way behind. Yeah, emoji reactions. Yeah, keep using that emoji thingy, Bob. Russell, I remember being taken to Nepal House when I was little and being rather disturbed by the signs around the building saying, "Beware falling masonry." I worry about things falling on me. Yeah, what a sign, particularly for an autistic person. Like, I mean, beware in general. What? Where are the things going to be falling? It's like the equivalent of saying, "Oh, we're going out today. Where are we going out? What time are we going out? Who's going to be there? Is it a formal occasion? Am I expected to do anything in particular to make the event go smoothly? Because I'm autistic and I want things to go smoothly and I don't want anyone to be offended. Um, let's go out. Let's beware of our surroundings. No, I'm autistic. Let's not do what you've just suggested. Let's just be a little bit more organized and then we're all happy. Apparently that's a big ask. No. Taken out by a falling carved stone griffin. Um, isn't that what happens in Hot Fuzz? I don't know. Adam Buxton gets decapitated by a piece of fallen church masonry. Sorry, that was a grim picture to paint with words. Gender type where signs ratios that you watch for all across watch for deer all. Yeah. God, you must live in quite a rural place if you're watching for deer, I'd imagine. If I go to another place to look up to check for cracks or any sign the building might collapse on me. Cool. I'm all for caution. Why not? Safety. Oren, I get up an hour or two before the rest of my family. It's tough when someone else wakes up early and disturbs the peace. Glad it's not just me. I get crank. I'm cranky anyway because I'm awake. I'd much rather be in my own, liminal state of dream. And yeah, get cranky because I'm awake in this world not designed for me. So yeah, I'm already struggling. And then someone intrudes in my space. And that's my wife. I'm like, what? How dare you? See, I have no friends other than you. GG about being in control. Yep, not in a bad way. And if I've not made a video about this, I probably ought to, although not for your benefit, because you're hearing me offload, spiel, whatever the verb is now. But yeah, it got me thinking. Yeah. And by the way, any ideas for future videos? You know where I am. You know where I am. I'm in England, but email me, message me. under one of my videos. Any ideas for future YouTube videos, just, let me know because 'cause I've got a Word document where I've saved previous ideas, and I have genuinely gone back into what people have suggested and thought, "Ah, I'll make a video on that." So, yeah. Um, Mel, I asked for some time today. My partner walked in when I was trying to do a TikTok video. Mel, I feel your pain. Yeah, difficult one to deal with. If there's a reason to beware, there must be a chance it might happen to me right now. Indeed. Caution. Mel, thank you for you. I really like you kind of, I'm an autistic mother. I'm speaking out now too. Good. That means a lot. Yeah, I mean, I I'm an autistic dad uh, to an autistic son, undiagnosed. So I keep, well, not keep telling myself, but now and again I remind myself that my son is going to know, properly, um, understand, digest, internalize the fact that he's autistic. And if he's the only person that watches the videos, beyond a certain point, then that's fine, Um, he might just think, "Oh, why would I want to watch them by my dad?" And my dad is an embarrassing person, not because he's autistic, but because he's a dad, and dads are meant to be embarrassing. I would understand if that was his reaction, um, his approach to my sprawlingly creative archive of wonderful YouTube videos. I'd understand that, but if they're there, then there's always that temptation for him to dip in and go, "Oh." So that's what Dad was doing when he should have been raising me. He was making YouTube videos. "I was making them for you, son," I will say, possibly not convincingly. Um, it's usually my husband and I have alone time in the morning. We call it our first half hour. We try not to disturb the other at those moments. Juju, I love that. We call it our first half hour. Yeah, it should be like a monastery, shouldn't it? It's like you can't enter that space at that time because it's the equivalent of a monk at one with God. And that is a really facetious way of describing my autistic need to have alone time first thing in the morning. But I can't think of a better alternative to express what I mean to say. So I'm going to stick with the monastery comparison, if that's all right with you. And if it's offensive, let me know. Give me your feedback. Lena, I know exactly what you mean. I don't do drama. I It's weird because, like anyone, if I'm going to watch a film, I want there to be drama. You know, I don't want it to be man, woman, whoever mows their lawn peacefully for an hour and a half. The end. Subplot keeps a beehive successfully. Who wants to watch that? I don't want to watch that. I want to watch a film where the the hive lands on the gardener's head and causes the lawnmower to develop a personality. And what am I talking about? You know what I'm trying to say. I want drama, but I want it to be fictional. I don't want drama in my own life. I don't want people to be hurt. I don't want people to be. Yeah, drama. is unexpected, isn't it? Unexpected events, unfortunate events, a series of unfortunate events. And in real life, I hate it. Um, I'm autistic. I want predictability, so I don't want drama. But if it's fictionalized, I'm all right with that because no one's getting hurt. That makes sense? I don't know. Let me catch up. Um, yeah, gossip is gone away, man. Gossip is pointless. I used to think that, but seeing it from the other side of the autism neurotypical fence, I do get gossip as I think an extension of small talk, um, because it's a way for neurotypical people to build rapport with each other. I do get it, but I can't do it without uh, really conscious effort. Like I watch people in ahead of me in the queue at Aldi, no, or Walmart, where you might be, or wherever, supermarket. I don't know why I said Walmart. Supermarket, and I can't listen in on other people's small talk with the cashier, the sales assistant, because there's no direction to the chat. It's just chat, and I can't take it. I'm like, if you want to talk about YouTube or Trump or football or the price of shopping, and that's a bad example. But, if there's a sort of a joint effort to figure out a problem, or there's a purpose to it, like like a, c- a, a forecast conclusion. You can see where you're headed. I'm like, look, I can abide that, but just chat. I'm like, save that energy. Just keep the words in. Keep the words in. Do the transaction and get on with your day. Just I don't. Small talk to me is literally pointless effort. And I need the energy to mask anyway, without the small talk, just to blend in with society. I don't need to engage in a small talk. So gossip is an extension. It's like an enhanced version of small talk. It's like it requires even more effort, like to pretend to be interested in it and to actually contribute to it, which I just wouldn't do because I don't do gossip. Actually, that's not quite true. I think in my political circle, I might have shared a couple of what I call tittle tattle. But then, even then, I'll justify it now. I have to justify it to pretend that I have integrity. Even then, I'm like, well, it's not purely gossip. It's information giving because that so-called tittle tattle, that gossip, is at a very basic level educational to someone. See the mental gymnastics that I perform just to get through the day, just so I can look at myself in the mirror and go, "You're a decent person." But I don't do that because I don't look at myself in the mirror because I can't stand my own face. Deeply ironic, given that I'm doing a YouTube live stream, but I'm not actually looking at my face. I'm looking at the dot at the top of my laptop. So, yeah, gossip. And Jim has just basically summed up what I spent the last 6 minutes talking about. Thank you, Jim. You should do this instead of me. Gossip is like hyper speculative small talk. Ear cringe. I'm in the presence of masters here. I don't need to do this anymore. Um, Nailed it, Jim. Jetsons, thank you. Jetsons, Stetson's a cowboy hat, isn't it? Thank you, Jetsons. Um, Good blimey. George Jetson would be born right around now. George Jetson. Oh, in the future. Yeah, I'm gonna have to Google Jetsons. Um, Jennifer, I found that I must actually watch highly edited videos. They are great and funny, but need to be watched with the eyeballs. Less edited videos can be listened to, so play those in the back. Yeah, and that was my reasoning to myself to um focus more on the edited silly videos because I didn't want people to just press play and then do something else. I wanted them to hang on every word that I had to say, like you clearly are now. Um, Although of course not, because people have said to me with the live streams, because they're so long, and I wouldn't expect anyone genuinely to just focus in for this one's an hour and 25 minutes, and I've already done an hour on the abandoned one or the curtailed one. I wouldn't expect one single person to just devote their attention to me rambling my nonsense. I'm absolutely cool with people having me on in the background while they do their cooking or goes to the toilet or whatever, because it's just me rambling nonsense. But with the short, the 3 minute to 10 minute videos that I did most of the time a few months ago, I kept them deliberately short and like whizzy from as much as I could manage, so that people wouldn't do something else. They would just listen and but no, people, as I said, my analytics tell me that people don't listen for the whole thing, which is fine because if I was to say that I never do that, that would be a lie. There's loads of videos that I've clicked and gone, nah, it's not for me. So I do get it, but I was trying to avoid that as much as possible with my videos by keeping them short and heavily edited. So yeah, the less edited videos, I'm fine with people listening to them in the background, but I will never know, will I? You do you, I'll do me, and I'll be none the wiser. Mel, like 1,000 questions. I have someone that says, "Let's just go out." Oh God, I'm way behind. Um, yeah, indeed, indeed. And now that I know I'm autistic, I just cut out a load of questions by not going out. You know, and I think I get away with it because I get away with it more because I'm getting old, like we all are, literally because of the relentless march of time. Um, but that's because I had I made a video recently about aging and then one about death. Um, Shameless plug. Um, yeah, I'm gutted about getting old because there's so much I want to achieve in life. Um, but we get one shot, make the most of it. Um, but one good thing about being old, I'm just thinking out loud now, as I would because this is a live stream. Um, is that I think I'm just assuming that you don't have to make so many explanations for not going out, for not doing things that require energy, because oh, they're old, so they won't want to do that. So actually, it's not because I'm old, it's because I'm autistic, and I don't have I can't anticipate the nuance that neurotypical people seem to instinctively pick up on. I dwell upon the words that I want to select, like I am doing now in this live stream when I said the word select and I could have chosen the word choose. And people who are neurotypical are more likely to assume that the word select means that I'm pretentious and that I'm arrogant and trying to be better than them. And I'm not. I'm just trying to achieve clarity. And no, I would not speak like I am speaking now when I'm going out because people would think that I am being dramatic for effect. So yeah, thousands of questions going out. Easy way not to have all those questions and all that increased anxiety is to not go out, you know. And when I do go out, I tend to go to meetings, or on Thursday, in 2 days' time, I'm going to go out knocking on doors to get people to vote for the Green Party. It's because there's a purpose to it. I'm not going out to have fun. I'm doing a thing to try and make a positive difference. And yeah, that sounds horribly worthy, but that's what I'm doing. Oh, click the wrong button. So, Hot Fuzz, God, I'm way behind. Hot Fuzz, classic words for you watching like Kubrick does comedy. Yeah, Hot Fuzz is fun. I think I made my daughter watch it quite recently, and did I make her watch it? Anyway, I watched it again, and it's quite old, 18 years old that film, and it was still hilarious. So yeah. Jason Statham just did a good movie about being a beekeeper. Jason Statham. Thank you, Oren. Yeah, Jason Statham is like the archetypal British hard man, isn't he? Um, he was in that Guy Ritchie film, Lock, Stock and Two Smoking Barrels, but that's 25 years ago. Blimey. Um, Guys, like it's a neurotypical hobby. Beekeeping or question asking? I'm not sure. I'm asking questions about question asking. Mel, I hate mysteries. Yeah, I think I said about 10 minutes ago, I hate mysteries. Well, I was going to say, unless they're fictional, but even when they're in a film, I'm always the person at the end of the film going, "What happened? Sorry, what?" I and I don't know if it's I don't know if it's my ADHD because I'm switching off, thinking about 10 other things when I should be just focusing on the film, or whether it's because I'm autistic and I don't pick up on facial expressions or nuance, even within like a film. So I'm lost. Um, Even like a kids film. I'm like, sorry, what was why did that elephant eat that tiger? That wouldn't be a kids film, would it? That would be a horror film. You know what I mean? It's like, why did that why did that rainbow curve over the cloud? Why? I want to know, but I don't know. I'm asking I'm asking my kids these questions like why did the rainbow curve over the cloud? Like, Dad, you're 43 years old. You've been around the block. You should know these things. I'm like, but I don't. I'm autistic. I need it to be spelled out, preferably in an email while I'm watching the film. Yeah. Let's catch up. Um, in my head, I complete that sentence. Man, woman, camera, and TV. Thank you, Russell. If going out, need to visualize my race from no matter how tight it is to course is fast. Yeah, Jim, that's a bit. I know I'm way behind the chat. I will catch up, as you all know. Um, I remember when I was a really fast runner. For me, I was a really fast runner 7 years ago, and I took running incredibly seriously. Autistic hyperfocus, I think might be the expression. And I remember being in this particular race, and I didn't know I was autistic at this point, 2018. And there was a ribbon that marked the periphery of the course, and I wasn't at the front. I was getting close to the front. And it was the very start of the race, and I was gesticulating to one of the officials, the marshals. So where do we go? Where do we go? And then we had to bear left, and one of the other runners just made this really barbed comment towards me like, "Well, it should be obvious, so that's where you go." And I was like, "What is it to you? I mean, you do you. If I go the wrong way, then you have an advantage." But he was so affronted by me seeking clarity, like, "Where do we go?" Even though to him it was very obvious. So I was like, "Well, I just want that reassurance." And this is like comes back to I think Russell said about hazards. Um, so I just want to know for certain that that's the way I go. I literally wanted to know that's the way I go. And this chap was like affronted by my need for clarity. It's like, and of course now I know I'm autistic. I'm like, I get it, I get it. And this drives my colleagues wild. Like when I ask them, well, is this definitely how we should be doing things? And it just mystifies me that people are content to take a leap and just go, "Oh, well, it might work out, it might not." Like, what? I mean, if it's a race, if it's a running race, then fine. And I have gone the wrong way, literally gone the wrong way. So what? Bruised pride. I felt silly. Fine, get over it. It was a race. It was a fun run. But at work, like, well, there are going to be consequences that affect other people. The only person affected in a race is me, my ego. But at work, when I'm working with other people, I don't want other people to be let down by my mistakes. So I'm trying to avoid mistakes by seeking clarity. And yet people are content not to seek clarity. Blows my mind. Makes a lot of sense now that I know I'm autistic. So yeah, I hate mysteries. Thank you, Mel. That was my long-winded way of agreeing, and I should just really take a leaf out of Jim Rover's book and just be succinct, although it would be very short and, dare I say, less entertaining live stream if I just brutally addressed each comment in the chat succinctly. Because we're all here for the random tangents, aren't we? Please tell me yes. And I will leave you in peace shortly. Not least because the light is fading and the wine is waning, and I really should not get more wine because I've got this deadline to meet tomorrow. So yeah, I might just anticipate the arrival of my boisterous, intrusive family. I mean, how dare they have their own desires and needs and inclination to tell me what a fun day they've had. So, just so intrusive. Um, in my head, I've got the must kind of if you get in the right order, you get extra points. I wish I could remember the context. I'm sorry, Russell. Jennifer, I think I'm catching up. Jennifer, I see small talk as acknowledgement of another person, but there's got to be less cringy way to do it. Yeah, I mean, just to come back to what I've got lost it now. What was it you said, Jim? Cringe. Anyway, you can remind me if you want. Yeah, I just do find it cringy. I don't. I mean, people would say that about me as an autistic person, that I'm cringe. I'm an inherently cringe-worthy person because I'm autistic and I'm nerdy and I don't I don't fit in and the way I say things and the way I just I don't hold my body like go away everyone. You know what I mean? The way I stand, the way I walk. Um, you know, people would say that I'm cringe. That I wear my keffiyeh. And my wife, I'm sure, can't stand. Well, as I say, I'm denigrating my wife. She's not here. She's bemused by it. That's fine. I get that. Um, but I think other people would be genuinely like put out by me wearing that and you know just hoodies, just black, literally like all black. or navy blue, or just, dark colours, even in the summertime. It's like, that's weird, that's cringe. But I find small talk cringe. I find, you know, I don't know, fixation with unimportant things cringe, but then what is important? We all have our own view on that. I consider this to be very important, but other people would say, "Why are you chatting rubbish to your own laptop in the hope that people will love you?" That's cringe. Yeah, well, when you say it like that, I suppose it is. But then, going to the pub, which I keep talking about, clearly a Freudian undercurrent there. Um, yeah, I find, seeking approval by saying the right things in a group is cringe. No? Why not just be yourself and say your own thing and do your own thing, as long as it doesn't harm anyone else? It's not difficult. I don't know why it has to be so difficult. Anyway, me being earnest again. Oren, I hope this is helping with your documenting, if you're still there. And if you're not, then, well, you won't hear what I'm saying now, but, I'll catch up with you another time, because, I do enjoy your music recommendations and your geographical recommendations as well. Right, I will wrap up shortly, people. Do not worry. So Jennifer says small talks that no, another person cringes. Well, Tyler, if your content is content for you, it's good for me. More content, you'll thank you guys a lot. Yeah, I think if you, I know I keep pontificating about YouTube as if I'm some sort of guru. I'm not, clearly. But I think it's like poetry readings. I went to a poetry reading last week, and there were 18 people in the cafe slash poetry venue, and I'm going to sneeze. Bear with me. No, I'm not. Um, there were 18 people, and 14 people read poetry. So yeah, basically a room full of poets reading to a room full of poets. So when I do these live streams, it's, you know selfish, like, openly selfish. Like, I've had a day in front of the computer, and I'm going to bizarrely switch off from the day I've had by going on the computer, obviously with a different purpose. Um, but also because there might be one person thinking about, an autistic person. I'm assuming, thinking I might start a YouTube channel. What's this random guy from the UK going to talk about? And so whilst I talk about random nonsense, um, I like to think that within that nonsense there might be some sort of worthwhile advice, or not meant necessarily advice about setting up a YouTube channel, but just some sort of relatable story that makes people feel more comfortable about being autistic. Um, so yeah, definitely, clearly, I mean, look at the state of this. Clearly not making out that I'm a pro, like Mike at Autistic AF, darn you, Mike. Or Yo Sandy Sam, or Lizzy at Creative Autistic, or trying to think of the other example, Proudly Autistic, Karen. You know, loads of people really know what they're doing. Maybe, arguably, by being such an amateur, I'm encouraging people more so to do their own thing, whether it's on YouTube or not, which is massively self-congratulatory. It wasn't meant to be. I'm just thinking out loud because this is the point of doing a live stream. And once again, I can't remember what sparked that train of thought, that monologue, but there are still people in the room and I'm still cracking on until the light fades, until the door knocks. The door won't knock because my wife and kids presumably have a key. Um, anyway, let's carry on. Um, Orange like the song Older by They Might Be Giants. The only They Might Be Giants song I know is Birdhouse in Your Soul, but I think that's the one everyone knows, isn't it? Still a fantastic song. It could be released today and it would be number one. But I think every person says that about a song that they like, isn't it? Ooh, I remember Beethoven's Fourth Symphony. If it was released today, it'd be number one. Well, no, it wouldn't, because it's Beethoven's Fourth Symphony. Uh, does he have a Fourth Symphony? Any classical music fans, correct me. Destroy my attempt at humour. Go for it. Um, I've watched about Asian Death very good. I'm autistic to late day. Son does all these 45 on the path to getting diagnosed. Yes, I'm trying to manage find out through his son. Thank you, Mel. Yeah. I think it's the most well, I'm just generalizing massively here, but I think that is the most common pathway for late diagnosed autistic adults is their children or one of their children are diagnosed and they find out that they are themselves autistic. Um, great. I whatever. I didn't, but it's the other way around for me. I found out that I'm autistic and then thought, hang on, I think my son's autistic, but doesn't matter. Better late than never, because people go through their whole lives not knowing at all that they're autistic and think that they're defective and not, they're not as much of a human as other people. And that's as, we've got one shot at this life, and that's the hill I'm going to die on. To convince the world that autistic people are as valid as anyone else. Um, so it's just, and particularly shocking, and it's just yes, the RFK Jr. speech, and yeah, it needs to be challenged. And you would think that given the resource that we have, the internet 2025, that we'd be a much more educated species. But of course, as I alluded to a couple of hours ago, the internet can be a very good thing and a very bad thing, and people can use it to propel, spread extremely harmful lies. And no, no, we are here. Diversity makes the world go round. You know, I might not personally have loads of friends, or be very good at football, or have a linear career, or lots of other things that are considered to be pretty normal. But I'm here having this chat in an increasingly dark room with you guys, and I'm winning at life. So you know, it's not less valid, is it? It's just it's how I roll, it's how you roll, because you're here. Um, Mel said again, if I knew what really was years ago, maybe I would realise. But oh, thank you. Yeah, I mean, I think some of you might already be aware. My own penny drop moment was Paul Micallef at Autism from the Inside, who's still producing great videos. He must have been doing it for about a decade now, which in the YouTube world is like 50 years, you know. So yeah, Paul at Autism from the Inside, if I can type. I know you heard me, but I'm kind of using this as a bookmark as well to see how far behind I am on the chat. Um, yeah, Paul was my penny drop moment. 9 positive traits about autism, and I was, yeah, I was just over 40 years old, and yeah, revelation. It's like, oh my word, that's me. And don't get me wrong, I didn't just watch this video and go, oh yeah, I'm autistic. This was after at least a year and a half of reading about autism and watching YouTube videos about autism and very typically autistically deep diving into a particular subject, which was autism. So yeah, the irony did not escape me. But I don't want people to take that route that I took. Um, I mean, it's fine if you are, and you find out when you find out, but I want people to find out as early as they can, because I think a lot of late diagnosed autistic people find out that they're autistic because, like myself, they have a crisis in life, and in a roundabout way, they find out that they're autistic. I don't want that to happen. I want people to find out as soon as possible. Um, so spoke about my son. I don't want to wait for my son to have a life crisis to then find out that he's autistic. Of course not. You know, I want people to know that they're autistic as early as they can. But you can't turn back time. So if you are watching YouTube videos or watching a TV program or film or overhear a conversation or whatever, and and that sort of plants a seed in your mind, you think, actually, this might apply to me. Well, if that moment, that event happens in your 20s, 30s, 40s, 50s, 60s, 70s, 80s, whenever, then better late than never, you know? And here we are. Here I am doing this primarily for late diagnosed autistic adults, primarily for my own sort of to sort of cement my own place in the world, to remind myself that I'm part of this huge group of people in the world. There's lots of us. Um, I'm trying to, you know, it's for my own indulgence entertainment, but I am the earnest character. I want to change the world as well. Um, and yeah, there are 18 people in this room. That means the world to me. And I know I say mushy things like that in every live stream that I do. That's not the wine talking. You know that because I've had about 4 sips. So yeah, if you're doing a wine check, you know that I've been well behaved. So let's catch up. Um, I enjoy the random cheers, John. I enjoy the facts. Um, Quinn, yeah, Quinn, autistic. Yeah, and he did a 3-way YouTube live stream with Mike again and neurodivergent. And I'm not even going to try and spell it in the chat because I'll spell it wrong. And I don't like to be inaccurate because I'm autistic and I like things to be right and correct. Um, veracity is one of the distinctions of autism, and I think I might have just slightly proved that point. Yeah, I don't know why truth is so controversial. I think lying is sort of a preservation of egos and artificial place in society, and not trying to be too pretentious and philosophical about things. But I can't help it because I'm autistic and I like veracity and truth. Um, yeah, I, I don't like living in a world of illusions and undeserved status. Um, and yet a lot of people seem to be fine with it. Like, oh yeah, that guy or that person is at that level because that's just they're just there now and they've got this power. And like, are they a good person? Did they deserve to be there? And in any case, why is there that pedestal for them? Why does there need to be a pedestal? Am I not proving the point that Quinn at Autistic is saying? Have I misunderstood the word veracity? Am I getting too hung up on the definition? Am I making the point that I'm autistic and I like accuracy and truth and etc. etc. You know, this type of thought process just swirls around, and I am mystified by what I consider to be the sort of mass indifference regarding these questions. I'm like, these are the sort of questions that annoy me, but yet keep me interested in life. Like, what if, what if, what if? Like, you know, that's why I'm in politics, you know. I don't want to be in politics. Oh, my family are back. I'm going to have to wrap this one up soon. If you can hear squealing, that's not a pig. That is my son, my autistic son. Um, bear with me, people. Give me 30 seconds. I'm gonna have to quell this noise and justify my failure to lock up the chickens because we have 3 chickens outside. I will tell you more in a moment. What about that for a hook? No, no, I'm doing live stream. I'm gonna hurry up, finish up. I've not locked the chickens. Have a nice time. Good. Successfully in the doghouse. If you know what that means, then you must be in the UK. Oh dear, I forgot to lock up the chickens. I've not heard any foxes outside, so hopefully they're okay. Um, too much cringe has been wasted looking at my past history. Yes, story of my life there dies a lot. John, my whole life is cringe. Probably not, but I'd be a liar if I didn't often think about that, about my own life. Harriet, hello Harriet. Dude, you're competing with Mike. I don't think so, but yeah, it's nice to think that I am. Um, oh, what was I gonna Oren, I just finished your auditing documenting. Yeah. Um, but you're about to leave the building, or you would have left ages ago, and ride your longboard half mile to Castle. I lose you. Okay. Right. Oren, you're probably gone. Way, way gone by now. Um, a longboard, is that a long skateboard? Yeah. John, you've had the fun of an interview. I had to keep checking I wasn't blithering on. Yeah. So my job is trying to get an interview to get another job. It's, yeah, quite hard. Um, Mel speaking out on other platforms, good. Carry on. John, I guess if you had an 8th, you had it first 7th. See, I'm just way out of kilter with the chat, and I'm clearly even more discombobulated because I've just seen the family and realised I've not locked up the chickens, and there's probably a fox roaming around, and my wife's thinking, "What have you been doing all day?" And here's me denigrating my wife, not meaning to because she's amazing, and now I'm overanalyzing, which is what I do because I'm autistic and I want everything to be right. Oh dear. John, maybe 2 seconds delay. I think I might have caught up the chat. Um, hey, SNLKFDJSNDLAAKSNLD. I've got a long comment of yours from about 3 weeks ago now that I need to reply to. I've saved it in a Word document. You've probably forgotten about it by now, but yeah, it's there in a Word document. Guys, like, I guess you can blame the YouTube algorithm for the rise in autism. Yeah, I mean, that's the sort of thing RFK would say, isn't it? I mean, well, no, it's not. No, what am I saying? I'm not having a go at you, by the way, at all. Of course not. Um, no, it's the opposite of what he would say. The rise in autism is the rise in awareness of autism, and people going, I might be on the spectrum. Not YouTube is feeding vibes through people's laptops and phones, saying, "Oh, you're autistic. You're diseased with autism." I think which is probably more in line with what RFK Jr. and other ignorant people are saying. No, the rise in autism, the epidemic, has increased awareness and knowledge, and people like RFK Jr. don't want increased awareness and knowledge because an informed population is a threat to the elite. They want us to be passive and ignorant and do work to serve the elite at the lowest cost possible to them. And that sounds horribly conspiratorial, but I think it's pretty accurate what I've just said, albeit in a ranty way. And I've forgotten who's far more succinct. John Adams. John Adams would say it in one line, a zinger of a line. Should be like, um, ignorance is strength or something. I don't know. From the point of view of a ruling class person, of course. Um, yeah, so I love him. Also from the inside, I watched everything. Yes, I deep dive on there through. Yeah, I mean, Paul's. It's like sort of pioneer of um autism YouTube. Uh, I mean, I'm guessing it's his livelihood. I don't know. I mean, I know he's done advisory work for organisations in Australia. I think the government, where in the Australian government. Um, Fantastic. I mean, good for him. Harriet, I'm exhausted, heading towards burnout. Can't do anything about it. Well, I'm sorry to hear that. But I'm going to do that autistic thing of saying, "Me too." Um, and yeah, can't do anything about it. Well, if you want to share, it'd be interesting to know what makes you think you can't do anything about it. I mean, without making it about me, and I know this is my live stream. It's our live stream. But for me, the can't aspect is all about paid work. If I could change that factor, then my burnout would be helped or even eliminated, and I am working on it. So I wonder whether that's a conversation that you'd be willing to have here or elsewhere, but don't worry about that. I'm just trying to empathise with you in a natural, autistic way. John Hunt's had 2 massive beers. Good knowledge, John. Why not? Settle it, strap in. Although I'm going to round this up soon. Um, yeah, why not? Let me just catch up. Oren's back. You listen. Oren, you just a legend. You just doing like 8 different things whenever I'm doing one thing. Just incredible. Rika, you're in the same situation, burnout situation. Yeah, I'm sorry to hear that, but but again, I empathise. John, we have the same doghouse expression here in the States. Oh, good. Yeah, I think I'm once again firmly housed in the doghouse. I think even more so these days because now I know I'm autistic, I spend more time. Come say hello, look, Mum. Hello, Mum. Thank you. I'll be up soon. Um, my undiagnosed autistic son there. Um, what was I saying? Yeah, now that I know I'm autistic, I spend more time being locked away in certain rooms in the house, doing worthwhile things like this. So, yeah, and that makes me feel more. That makes the family more annoyed because I'm doing my own thing. So I'm creating my own doghouse, but it's a weird one because although it's annoying to them, my wife in particular, finding out that I'm autistic late in life is clearly a massive deal. And so whilst I'm creating my own doghouse, I create my own coping mechanism as well. And that's not to say that being autistic is a thing to be sad about. I'm not sad about it. I'm sad about not knowing much sooner. So, so yeah, it's a weird tension within my house, like within my family. Like, hang on, Dad's spending more and more time alone, but he needs that time alone to accept his own autism self and to advocate for other autistic people, which helps him to regulate in a world that's not designed for him and at a time when he's doing a job that is incredibly hard. So yeah, so burnout is something I can unfortunately identify with a lot, particularly now. Yeah, I've had 3 in the last 18 months, 3 really deep periods of burnout, which I say 18 months, that's since when I started the YouTube channel. And and as I've said several times before, doing this and making the videos has given me structure and distraction away from so-called real life to help me deal with burnout. And I'm not saying that you need to do YouTube channels to deal with burnout. and it hasn't dealt with my burnout, but it has helped. And you might find something that helps you deal with burnout, which is about you following your own interests and just looking after yourself. Um, or not. Maybe I'm just talking rubbish. I'm also hesitating because I keep hearing noises and because there are people here. And if you heard my kitchen rant earlier, you'll understand what I'm talking about. I'm such a grump, but I'm autistic. I like to be in control and know that I'm safe. Um, John, let's hope Mr. Fox doesn't show up. Yeah, indeed. We did lose a chicken a few months ago. Wasn't my fault, promise. Um, Stupid chicken. It was stupid chicken. It explored. It went beyond the boundary that was created for the chicken's safety and for all of the chicken's safety. And it was found by a fox. Yeah, horrible. According to Graham on Politics Social, the key to hierarchy and getting those positions behind media is being privately educated. Is this called private school mafia? Um, God, I realize how dark it is. Um, yeah, I mean, I'm going to be a hypocrite here because my kids go to private school. Shoot the socialists. Yeah. Um, it's a bind. It's a moral bind. Um, I can't disagree with that. I mean, in the UK, um, basically, it's who you know, not what you know, to a very large extent. And I think there was a time in the UK when that wasn't such a hard and fast rule. I think meritocracy did exist. You could, if you had the ability without the connections, you could still flourish in life, career-wise. And I think you still can now. I'll give you an example, and I'm assuming that this chap isn't well connected. I just thought of an example, Sam Fender, a musician in the UK. I don't think that he was brought up into a world in which he had ready-made connections. I think he, through talent and a little bit of luck, became a hugely successful musician. Um, and of course, there'll be other examples of people who really talented who have become successful, of course. But I think it's a much, much harder now than it was maybe even 20 years ago. Um, Private school mafia. Yeah, flippant, but arguably true. So yeah, and you could say I'm part of the problem because my kids go to a posh school. Mum works there, and you're looking at Mr. Hypocrite. Um, John, had a Joy being made redundant at the end of Feb, hence the interviews. I'm sorry to hear that, John. I'm very sorry to hear that. Uh, yeah, again, doing that autistic thing of relating with a similar experience. Um, I know what it feels like. Yeah, and ironically, I've been, well, not redundant. I've been sacked for speaking my mind. Um, because I'm autistic and I'm honest. And when people want my opinion, well, in the past, when people asked my opinion, I gave it in good faith and got shot down for that. Not literally, obviously. So yeah, I hope it works out for you soon. And I used to help students get jobs and do interviews and fill in applications. So here's me just openly offering amateur skills and helping people to get work. So if you think that I could be in any way helpful, John, or anyone in terms of getting employment, given that I have my own employment struggles, then yeah, please do get in touch. Um, SNLKFDJSNDLAKSNLDA. Hey, you can call me K. What a relief. Thank you, I mean K. Thank you. Um, Hi to all the 2 min breakers. Thank you, Eugene. I'm going to wrap up, so you'll be pleased to know I'm going to wrap this up soon. Um, but I am determined to get to the end of the chat, unlike I managed with chapter 1 or the prologue, as Agent X, and I can't remember the rest of the pseudonym, said. And Autistic Jenny's here. I chose to come by here and say hello instead of Mike's channel. Thank you, Jenny. It's Mike, yeah, because I've already found out a few minutes ago Mike's doing a live stream. So I'm in competition with Mike, Autistic AF. Well, all the good people are here. Although I say that, I just lost one person. Just as I said, all the good people, one person dipped out. So yeah, that's a shame. Shame for them, not a shame for me. Um, yeah, let me just catch up. Kay said, I'm working on self-editing my comments, trimming the excessive detail and leaving any use. Kay, don't worry about it. I mean, I had someone contact me recently, ask me about uh, detail of their messages, and I was like, I I think it's fine, but just don't expect me to match the detail. I think as long as we're clear about expectations, again, it's clarity. It's just being upfront, being honest. Like, well, that's your. If you want to write, just to pick a random 1,000 words, I'm going to be upfront with you and say, and I'm not just talking about UK. I'm just again picking an example. 1,000 words. Um, I can't match that. So I mean, I might write 1,000 words, but I'm probably more likely to do 250 in response. That's fine. You know, we all know where we stand. Again, it's all about clarity. I wouldn't want to say to anyone, "Oh no, you can't be really detailed," because that's me saying to someone, "Don't be you. Don't be your autistic, your authentic, detailed, you know, clarity, concerned self." You know, I want people to just, you know, if you want to write a detailed email to me, I'm privileged. I'm not going to say, "Oh, that was way too long, that email or that YouTube comment message." I'm determined to respond, but I just can't promise to respond with the same detail, you know? So I hope that was useful. Probably way too defensive on my part. Um, Ignorance is Bliss, Cipher, The Matrix. Yeah, bizarrely, I just watched, well, recently watched The Matrix, and yeah, it was pretty cool, wasn't it? Can't remember that line of ignorance is bliss. I've started to use that word, that expression, as a way to deal with internet trolls. So just to maybe make myself look myself, make myself look silly. I- If ignorance is bliss, you must. I've got to get this right, because otherwise I'll have egg on my face. Probably spelling words wrong. So yeah, I've become increasingly irritated and emboldened to respond to certain internet comments. So, for example, if ignorance is bliss, you must be absolutely ecstatic. Um, yeah, yeah. What point am I trying to make? So I don't recognize that comment from The Matrix, even though I watched it quite recently. But um, I think it's a good snarky starting point for people who are perpetuating nonsense on the internet. Um, Let me catch up. Bear with. Just caught up my own Sam Fender comment. Ah, there we are. Juju and Autistic Jenny saying hi. Good. Friends reunited. Well, that's a bit of a late 90s, 2000s reference, isn't it? Friends reunited. Before the Facebook, before Zuckerberg and his college seedy person comparison software became this template for friends being reunited. Have I got that history right? I don't know. Guys, like you could say it's therapeutic. This certainly is. Kay said, I usually sign my comments to videos. I know my name is not very pronounceable. Is that even a word? Pronounceable. That's a word. Yeah, definitely. John, considering how often I end up here, as long as the doghouse has good internet handy snacks, it's not bad. John, you're on top form tonight. I want to be at your live stream. No pressure though. If you don't want to do live stream, that's fine. Russell, 70 less than anyone vowel is definitely a challenging name to pronounce. Thank you, Russell, for doing the character count. Yeah, nice one. It is a challenge. I need some vowels. I was going to read a bad poem. Let me just. I think I might have done this one before. Let me try it, and again, put egg on my face. Bear with me, everyone. It's hard to understand. There we are. Perfect. Yeah, thank you, Russell, for doing the letter count. Sorry, I'm flagging here. I'm going to wrap up soon, everyone. Bear with me. Just catch up with the chat. Hey, burnout right now as well. Skills progression. Yeah, that I'm really interested in that topic of skills regression. Yeah, really interested. Is it burnout, age, post-diagnosis grief, settling into our autistic selves, learning new skills, whole load of things going on. So, you know, would love to watch other YouTube videos about that autistic skills regression. Um, yeah, you're not alone on that. Um, let me catch up. Mike, some cushion to snail kitty. Cool. Jennifer's a real victory to find out what's helpful during burnout. Um, absolutely. I'm still figuring out what is helpful. Well, for me, this, occasionally going out for a run. Um, as much as I love to stay indoors, just you know, and it's cliche, but just going out for a walk. Just I don't know, very boring, but sometimes it's worth repeating because I forget these things. Think, oh, I'm just going to stay indoors and put the world to rights on YouTube, or just going to go and connect with the autism community on YouTube. Massively helpful to me, obviously, because I'm doing this. But yeah, there are other things going on, or other things that could be done that are going to help as well. So, now I've got two autistic kids and a baby. Nice. Okay, unpaid leave now. Nice foot and mouth. I'm not sure what that's about. Hey, chose a randomly typed at the keyboard. Fair enough. Russell, the politics social challenge of rate neurodivergent friendly space. Graham is ADHD and a lot of the regular politics also very LGBTQ plus friendly too. The politics social channel. I'm gonna have to Google that now. Is this a YouTube channel? You might have explained it later on. Bear with me. Oh, there we are then. It's on YouTube. Cool. Thank you, Russell. I shall dive in later on. Um, Liam Miller, Casebook. Nice one. Guys, I should really have a notepad. The okay, that's on another tab. Thank you, Kate. Yeah, nice one. I think I've caught up. I think I might have caught up. Kate, it was a skills regression that made me seek diagnosis, so no post diagnosis grief. I would say age probably. I just think the combination of high masculine menopause hitting. Yeah, I think that's really helpful. Well, I like to think it's helpful for other people to read. Definitely, because I think people's autism origin stories are really, really important. Um, because generally speaking, I don't think people seek an autism diagnosis when they're living their most blissfully happy lives. Generally, the origin is from a place of pain or struggle. So, and whether that's anticipated difficulty, or whether you know random, I just weren't expecting it at all. I think generally speaking, late diagnosed adults find out that they're autistic or seek a diagnosis because they're not in the state, their life isn't what they want it to be, and that was certainly the case for me, um, which, I'm bizarrely grateful for because, I'm meeting new great people and chatting my nonsense in a safe space. But yeah, it's good to share circumstances, um, I think anyway. Arlene's back to re-regulate after a busy shop. That shows you how long I've been chuntering on. 2.5 hours. God, I knew this would be a long slog because I've had a stressful day at work, and I'm gonna have to wrap up shortly. It's 9:45 in the UK. But I wasn't to exaggerate the point. I genuinely wanted to rub my eyes. See the need for clarity, sincerity. I had to articulate why I wanted to rub the bridge of my nose and rub my flaky eyelids. It's not an expression you want to hear. Flaky eyelids. Such a stereotypically English manner. Um, yes, I'm gonna have to go shortly. Not least because I've told my workplace that I need to log on at silly o'clock tomorrow morning to get the job done because I'm like that. I want to. If I've got a job to do, I want to do it well. So Arlene's back. Yay, Arlene. Um, Kate, at the same time, I just a school change kids walk there says sorry, that's not you, that's me just trying to read through your comment quickly. Sensory overload wrecked me completely, yeah. Um, Again, I think it's important to share such things. Um, this that sensory overload for me is narrowing my search in terms of what I do next. Um, like commuting is yeah, something that I do consider, but then I think about the sensory overload. I'm like, I know I'm autistic now, so I don't have to do that. A lot of other people are happy to do that, but do I have to do the same thing? I'm not so sure. You can see why making YouTube videos full time would be a perfect career for someone like me. Not that that's going to happen anytime soon. Um, yeah, Juju, I hope that's hands up top. She's a funny person. Cool. Guys, like, was being truthful with yourself. Yes. Suspicion was there, happened for 30 years. Yeah, not for me, but fine. Um, I just never needed a diagnosis until I had to think of job accommodation disability. Yeah, I mean, whatever the circumstances, better late than never. Um, for me, having my divorce, I met someone new, but after a while, she said she could not figure out who or what I was. Then I realized I did not know myself, sought professional help. Yeah, again, I just think, I'm kind of an excuse for people to share their origin stories and share, just relate to each other. Um, I mean, these are, I'm assuming, painful circumstances, but like I said a few minutes ago, I think generally that's that's the starting point for late diagnosed autistic adults is a place of struggle, divorce, work challenges, um, depression, you know, combination, and here we are on the internet sharing. Um, so, the last 18 months for me is having this community, this outlet, this way of expressing. It's been just an absolute godsend. Um, Meeting people like Arlene and Rick and Kay, you know, the regulars, as we say in the UK. If you're in the pub, the regulars. Do you say that where you are? I say it as if it's some sort of band name, that the regulars. Don't know why I did that. I'll agonise about that fist bump at 3 in the morning, because that's what I do, because I'm autistic. I want everything to be right. But live streams are set in the design of live streams, isn't it? That there is no design. It's just randomness. And you think, why did I say this? Why didn't I respond to those comments? Why did I why did the buffering happen? Why am I doing this? This 2.5 hours, but actually it's 3.5 hours because I did chapter one. Why am I wasting people's time? But I'm going to wrap up in 5 minutes. There we are. There's your 5 minute warning. Because I'll be perfectly honest. I need to go for a wee, and you've all got lives. And oh yeah, I need to say hello to my kids properly. You saw my son. Um, Not that my daughter really wants to see me because she's had a day with her boyfriend, and she's probably talking to her boyfriend, even though she's just said goodbye to him. But and I've got to get to bed so that I can get up in time to see this project over the line. Day job. So let me catch you up before I disappear. I'm so pleased I've done this though. There's been a couple of live streams I thought, I wasn't on top form. I was boring and I scratched my arm too much. I was too distracting. But I'm glad I've done this, even though it's been a bit of a long haul, but then they usually are. I mean, you're not bound here, you can go, as I always say. I did need that talking of buffering, that buffer period between work and the rest of the day. And this has been the rest of the day and the best part of the day. So thank you for bearing with me, as always. So let me just catch up. And then I'm going to ask my daughter about her day at the amusement park. And she'll be like, Dad, what are you doing? I had fun. It was amusing. It's called an amusement park. What more do you want to know, Dad? And then I'll say, that was quite rude. Do you want to know about my day? I already know, Dad. You were sat in front of a computer for 8 hours. You did a thing to make a company richer. And then you did another thing to talk to other autistic people to make you feel loved. When I love you, Dad, you don't need to do that thing to the computer. Good point, daughter. Good point. Yeah, good point. Why am I doing this? 2 hours 39. Christ. So, um, when I try and catch up on the chat, I accidentally go on the emojis, and I don't want to click on the emojis because then you'll think that I'm sort of self-congratulating, and I don't wanna do that. "Oh, no, what have I done there? Crikey, I don't know what I'm doing. I'm losing the will, losing the plot even." So, let me wind up. Oh, goodness me. What am I doing? I don't know what I'm doing. Oh, the emojis are kicking off now. That wasn't me. That was you guys, surely. Uh, um, I've lost it. I've got mop of hair. Um, song in Spanish. Juju saying thank you, goodbye. So I know I'm in the right place. Thank you, Juju. Yeah, brush up my Spanish. Yeah. Muchas gracias. Vamos. Go, go, go. We are going. Andrea, oh sorry, Andrea, I've just acknowledged your presence. Now I'm going. Thank you for that. I've just been listening and it's been lovely to feel that I've been company's evening while I've been pottering about trying to get things done. Thank you. That's it. That's it. I don't mind that at all with these random silly live streams. Because they're so long and sprawling and silly and absolutely stick it on in the background, do something more important. Um, but with the hyper edited 5-minute videos, no distractions, please. Key in, lock in, as my daughter says, lock in, and don't allow yourself to be distracted. Because know that those 5-minute videos have taken me more than 10 hours to make. Believe it or not. No pressure though. I mean, if you need to take 2 seconds out to fart, that's fine. But do appreciate that I had to squeeze in the word fart in this live stream, particularly as it's been almost 4 hours if you add on the one before. So, yeah, thank you for bearing with me. So thank you, Andrew. Yep. Okay, I don't remember what it's called, but search for Anna Bailey. Fantastic. Chat amongst yourselves. Carry on after this. Lauren, I need some music. She's doing more, and she's not going to much per month. Geo, cool. Oren will be in contact, presumably at some point soon, because you'll have another band to recommend to me. No pressure. Geo is supposed to be grocery store. Appreciate the clarification, especially as I'm autistic. Big Stick, adios. Thank you so much for tonight, this morning, this afternoon, wherever you are. The facts, the empathy, the beautiful comments under my YouTube videos. Absolutely love it. Jim, thank you for your concision and your foreign language there. And I can't do the individual tribute for everyone as much as I want to. Apologies if you're feeling excluded at this point. Russell, thank you as always. Um, glad you caught it live this time. Glad you're here. Buenas noches. So funny. John, thanks again. Yeah, so thank you so much, everyone. These live streams are always a personal indulgence, but you know, you're all adults, you can choose to be here or not. And if you're not, then I switch off. And if you are here, then I proceed and hopefully cause a bit of fun. Cause fun? You know what I mean. Mark, bye. Right, I'm going to do that really cheesy dad thing of a 3, 2, 1. Arlie knows all about that. Because I can't end conversations either on live streams or in real life. I just can't do it because it has to be a neat ending. And because I'm autistic, I like things to be neat, and I can't end conversations neatly because I worry about whether I've left someone hanging, like, high five type. I was about to give you a high five and you disappeared too early. And see, I'm overanalyzing it now. This is the irony. So Um, Tasty nachos, everyone. Maybe that should be the catchphrase. Tasty nachos. So thank you so much for bearing with me. Yeah, the light's not. You can still see me. Not that you want to see me, but yeah. I'll leave you to it. Say hello to my long-suffering kids and get my work project in a few hours. Edit the next video, maybe Friday, Saturday, and it's going to be a short one, so no distractions, no doing the ironing or driving. Definitely not that at the same time. Yeah, and go and watch other fantastic YouTube channels. Artist on the Spectrum, and I'm just going to put Arlene's there. You're adults, you can key in words onto a search engine. Search engine? What is an engine? No, I can't do it. Hold on. Artist on the Spectrum. Yeah, don't drive and iron your clothes at the same time. Don't drive and watch a YouTube channel at the same time. Do keep watching YouTube videos about autism and people's autistic experiences. I can't end conversations, so I'm going to do 5, 4, 3, 2, 1 and agonize about this while I try to get to sleep. New video coming up 2, 3 days time. I'm saying this like a newsreader. It's really cringe. You all have lives to lead. I'm just super grateful that you're here. And don't iron while naked, as Russell said. And I can't think of anything funnier than what he's already said. And there's no need to. He said it. It's funny. Let's leave it there. 3, 2, 1. Bye, everyone. Stay safe. Keep being autistic in this neurotypical world. Bye.